It began with 3 pillars, the foundation for UW Esports, pushing ourselves to greater heights.
Community.
Career.
Competition.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of Toronto Defiant Yakpung. Reminiscent of that, of just juggling everyone into the corner there.
Maybe that'll be the game changer here for UW.
Maybe. Oh my goodness, what an angle by Wizard.
Wow. What a shot.
Bans. And it does look like we're going to be looking at that. The UCI took our Jace, it seems, which I don't want does seem to love. But we did get back that Ezreal.
Yeah, Ezreal, an awesome opportunity there in the bot lane as well. I feel like the biggest point of Ezreal is that you can flex support picks because you don't always have to have a support in lane with the Ezreal, since it is a very safe pick, so you can provide some extra map pressure or roaming pressure anywhere throughout the map. It is a little unfortunate, like you mentioned, that the Jace is taken over by UCI. Often a very contested pick. We've had a lot of talent over the years on UW and using the Jace pick as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we saw that last week. When we got that Ezreal pick, we had such a powerful just roaming support, just powering through the mid lane, just getting that advantage into those super strong AP champs currently.
It's also worth noting that the cannon lock-in on the side of UW is also a range champion going likely to the top lane there. Perhaps to counteract that Jace a little bit as well. Jace, a little bit of a hybrid between range damage and melee damage. And so having that extra range and being able to space a little bit better does provide a little bit of extra safety if that Jace is going towards the top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that Jace pick so strong just to contest those the feat of strength, just not giving any kills. I think that a cannon goes really well into that, and we're going to be seeing Nocturne from Sky Falls for me. Usually going Jarvan, but I love to see a new pick.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Jarvan these last few weeks, and it's been a very, very successful pick, and it hasn't really been banned out a whole lot either.
No.
And this time they do choose to go for the Nocturne, which is really interesting. The nice thing about the Nocturne is that can enter from very, very far away, so there's a higher chance of being able to get a good pick when you combine that with, say, the cannon ult. They could be looking to go for an immediate like level 7 play around that Jace towards the top lane. Because of the fact that that is such a powerful combination with such an extensive range.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see the Cassante ban. I think UW had a little bit of trouble versus UCSD last week, just playing versus that Cassante. So I'd like to see that banned.
Yeah, in the second half here, we also have the Skarner banned out. Skarner is a very, very big pick in the meta right now as a jungler. Extremely powerful, provides a lot of crowd control in fights, a lot of zoning opportunities, and can really split a fight in two. So I think that that's a very, very good ban here, as the jungler has not been picked out by UCI yet.
Even nerfed, it was so powerful still. Just these tank junglers just being so permabanned. The Kayn buff too, I think, led UCI to lock in that ban.
One thing that I find really interesting about UCI's draft so far is that they have locked in the Karma and the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Now, these are two picks that can go anywhere. We have seen Karma go mid before. We've seen Karma at support before. We have also seen Ziggs both mid and support, or bot, excuse me. And so there's a lot of versatility here in where they can choose to put wherever they choose to put them. And a lot of poke damage as well between the two of them can make it very dangerous in these last two picks here.
Yeah, I like the Nautilus bot, as you said, just that roaming Nautilus with Ezreal holding down bots, so powerful, and UCI is going to get Jin Zhao. We saw that working pretty well against some of the artillery comps we had on UW last week.
And again, a very, very good pick against the Ezreal specifically because the Ezreal is not going to be able to land a lot of damage on that Xin when he gets his ult up. Same with some of those cannon Qs. Those cannon Qs can hurt pretty badly once you get a couple of items online, so they can chunk you out pretty good.
Absolutely. Interesting picks from UCI. Do we think that's going to be, yeah, I think that's Ziggs mid, I would think. But possibly Karma mid, probably Ziggs bot.
I think it's going to be Ziggs bot and Karma
Yeah.
mid would be my guess here.
Yeah, we saw. Oh, I love the Victor Hover from UW. They labbed out the Mel last week versus UCSD, and it did not really go that well. I think the nerfs hit her harder than people thought. I think okay, swap into Azir. I think either pick works very well.
Yeah, we did see a lot of success 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, on the Victor pick.
Yeah.
There were some pretty large Chaos Storms floating across the map in that matchup. So they do decide to go for the Azir here as well. Again, it's one of those things where you have that Azir ult, which does provide an extra barrier on the engages. You can push enemies towards that cannon, and they can only really escape in one direction unless they have flash, because they cannot go over that wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that of the two sides here, it's UW who really wants to take the initiative in starting fights. I really do feel like they have a lot more engage tools available to them, and they want to be seeking out some of the engages to actively pursue some of the members of UCI.
Absolutely. They would be so happy to catch out just any of these super disengagey characters on the UCI time. Yeah. We're gonna be right back with you when the game starts.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are just moments away from the game starting here. Now, we have a little bit of a surprise here in the picks, which
Yeah,
is going to be really interesting.
we're gonna be seeing a Karma top versus the Kennen with the Jace going mid. It's quite an interesting swap up, but again, that's that flexibility of all three of these picks right here.
So one of the first things that I notice and always like to point out is that we do have teleport on all of the solo laners this game. So there's not going to be any ignites, there's not going to be
Yeah.
any exhausts, there's not going to be any weird things. It is going to be just that map tool available to them on both sides here.
Yeah. We are gonna be in here looking at some lovely pings from both teams, but I don't see anything else. I don't see something aggro happening here from either team. No
Yeah, we do
invades.
see UW setting up in a standard like one in top river, one in mid, and then people covering each of the bottom side brushes. So
Yeah.
usually that's a good indication that nothing really fancy is going to happen at
Yeah.
level 1.
We did see some awesome invades to turn some games last week, but no aggro here. There's not. You can't risk that. Yeah.
We also see the Grasp of the Undying on the Jace here, likely to get a little bit of extra sustain in the lane against the Azir when it is necessary. It can also make those trades once you get in melee form just a little bit better for him.
Yeah, we saw that last week with our top player Doan playing a bit of the Grasp Jace. We did think it could have been a bit of tank Jace, but the build did get nerfed, which is sad. Some early pokes in mid. This is the power lane which we like to see.
You also see the Nocturne is starting on the top side there on the Raptors as opposed to starting with the leash or just starting normally on the blue buff. So he will be pathing in a direction opposite to where the Xin Zhao is going, which could create some early shenanigans on either side.
Yeah, we do see some. Yeah, really early barrier. It's not the best to see, but does live. No, there's no other summoner spells out from this.
Yeah, we see the power of the press the attack there in the early
Yeah.
levels and the extra damage that it is able to provide for the Ezreal in the trade there against the Leona.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say I see a little bit of trouble with Koala playing into this Grasp Jace mid. It's in mid sustain is usually so powerful.
Again, we did see the Nocturne went up to finish the Krugs and is going to have 3 camps and moving over towards that bottom side.
Yeah.
There were some trades going on, but they are mostly back up to full health or 3/4 of health on all sides here. So it's just a standard lane, no real threat just yet.
We do see Sam very low in the top lane though currently. This Karma
Yeah,
poke is just so powerful.
especially in the early levels when you have that ultimate available to enhance your Qs, that can provide a lot of early damage that is very difficult to
Absolutely.
deal with.
And kind of being pretty squishy comparably, I think is just such a maybe a problem for now. But that Q does land nicely. This Koala with a pretty nice advantage in the mid. Doing pretty well against the Grasp Jace, I must say. Oh, Nautilus Q goes wide. We do see both junglers going for the scuttles. A big play from Koala.
Trade.
We could see a kill here. Looking both low on both teams. Does flash. Can Nocturne finish the kill? We do have Xin
Has a
in
jungler here to help as
finish
well.
it. Does get him off. Really good peel. Although it does not sacrifice himself. I was very sad to not see the trade back from that. Got so low.
Neither jungler had to come off the crab either to be there
Yeah,
early, so they
that
did
is.
both get the scuttle for scuttle.
Yeah. We could have maybe saved Scuttle there, or not gotten Scuttle there to perhaps get the trade back, but I'm not sure about the worth for that. We do yet again see Leona very low. The Q does
Another
go
thing
wide.
to note here is that the Jace did have to teleport back to the lane, but the Azir
True.
held the teleport, and
That's
so
true.
there is that extra teleport available for the side of UW there to potentially be used in these next 5 minutes in some capacity. but we'll see
Yeah.
if they can take advantage of that at all.
Absolutely. We do have Dragon coming up, and again, those early Dragons are so powerful just because of the upgraded boots.
Yeah, we often see trade 1-for-1 on objectives for the first 2 objectives of the game. You will see like one side go for the grubs and one side go for the dragon.
Yeah.
Like almost
yeah.
all. Oh, we got some.
We see a kill on Leona. And Nautilus does live.
The Ziggs is low on mana here too, so
Yeah.
this could be pretty dangerous for their side.
You see Dragon up and Hathling to get some wards down, or perhaps go deep into Nocturne's jungle. They will meet on the jungle. Does back off. We do have Ezreal quite pinched right now.
He does have the barrier back up though, so he shouldn't be
yeah.
feeling too in danger at the moment.
A little tight on mana, but that doesn't matter much for Ezreal, I would say. We would like to keep it higher though. Sam taking a ton of poke yet again still.
The Karma has already used the teleport to reset, whereas the Cannon has not, so it's gonna have to burn the flash to get away from the W.
I think that would have been a death.
I'm
Would like
inclined
see
to agree with you.
Big teleport advantage for UW right now, just for these objectives coming up. I'd love to see getting both if possible. We see lots of pins. They want to go in on that. And the Q does land. Nocturne will probably be getting another route here to chain. With that movement.
If he gets
speed.
in range.
Does not. That's nasty on Leona. Just gets her out so well there.
Yeah, we do see the pink ward on the blue side in that top side brush, so I think that they will pretty safely be able to obtain these grubs in trade for the dragon, and we'll see the 1-for-1 objective
Yep,
trade
as you
here.
said. We do
Cannon
see-
finally hitting level 6 means that there is going to be potentially some opportunity. Has already used the teleport and is still as low as he is.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's the karma damage. It's such a power pick into a squishy top laner like that.
And yet, because it is a cannon, it is still tricky to pull off that dive sometimes because of the ult being available. It's very hard to dive a cannon who has ult up
Yeah,
for that
Thunder
reason.
Tower is guaranteed death for sure. We do back on Kennen. You see Seer maybe noticing, does not notice the Jin Zhao on the Raptors.
Is going to be able to counter jungle that camp there and take that away as the Nocturne is still crossing at the moment. Nocturne does have level 6, and so there is a possibility that he could be looking to go after this flashless
I
Jace.
think he's looking for it, just sitting there, kind of waffling a little bit, but
And unfortunately, it may cost him his Krugs as well.
yeah, it does. That's little timing decision of not going for it cost him nearly his whole jungle. Does decide to ult this. Kennen coming down. We do have
This
ult.
could end up being a kill. The flash is available
We
for
do
the
flash
Xin,
back
but the
over.
immediate flash over as well to follow that
Nocturne
up.
has so much
This should end up
space.
being a kill.
It will be. Very good. I love that kill on Azir there as well. Oh, nearly another kill on the Ziggs as well. That Ziggs W though, so powerful. Works even when you're stunned. We do see Strumpus quite low. Ult is going to go wide. Unlucky.
I do want to point out one little subtle thing there. The Kennen had put the ward down in that brush on the top side to kind of help protect against a possible dive before, and that ward is what spotted out the Xin Zhao for the Nocturne to be able to ult onto him.
Absolutely.
And so that was ultimately what ended up being a defense tool, ended up helping with the aggression there to secure that second of the 3 kills needed.
It is good to see us get some momentum back from losing our jungle like that. It's great to see.
Yeah, you have 2 camps, that's often worth roughly 200 gold, and then the kill is worth 300, so
Jace's damage is so high. Does
both
get the
supports
E
are
off.
here.
Such high disengage. I'd love to see the Nautilus Q go in soon. That Jace is looking quite open.
They have the
That's
Nocturne
it.
available as well, so this should
Yeah.
end up being a kill, I would think.
It looks like they're gonna ignore
Question of
the
who.
Jace and go for the support.
Ziggs ult does come through, the flash as well.
I could see a
This could end up
re-engage
being
from
pretty
UCI
dangerous. It's really
Irvine.
close to the Zir walking away with very little health. The Nautilus is going to
We
eventually
will
go
sap
down.
the support. I do prefer this over the. Did I just see flash from Jace for nothing?
Yes.
We did just see that. Perhaps didn't press E in time for the Q. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate, kind of wasting the flash there. But ultimately, UW does get that 3rd kill before
Very strong.
UCI does. And so that is going to be the first of the 3 feats of strength obtained for the side of UW.
Love to see that. Other feats pretty even though, which is always the case other than the kills usually.
The tricky part is that UCI does have the Ziggs, which makes it a lot easier to get first tower wherever that may end up being on the map. And so it may ultimately come down to whichever of the two sides can win an objective fight, either in the next two objective spawnings here, which should be coming up shortly, or in whatever the third round of objectives would end up being.
Absolutely. I think we will be seeing this turret go down though in the top lane. The Ziggs sieging is just so strong. We just see
Yeah, able to
Nocturne
get
coming
those
up,
extra
just for the
plates as
scrubs,
well.
though. Yeah, we just see Ezreal going top. I think we just need to outrange that Karma, we're thinking. And I'd love to see the support yet again roaming. Get that advantage. We do see Karma probably getting a plating in the bot lane though, which is going to be a lot of gold for a powerful character like this. And pretty far ahead as well already.
I really like the fact that UW has also moved the Ezreal up to their weaker side of the map at the moment. Not having that tower means that there's a lot of vulnerability being created there, but as it also means that it's an opportunity for the Ezreal to kind of fill that hole we've already mentioned with the flash, with the barrier, with his E. He's a very safe pick to play around up there. And they're also denying the 6 grubs, and they're going to split likely the 3-3 on the grubs in exchange for the Drake.
I think the UCI will be collapsing on Nocturne in a second here, though. We do have, of course, we have a Azir behind with that powerful ult. That could turn any fight.
If UCI is able to take one of the grubs here, it does mean that neither side is going to get credit for the grubs in the feats of strength, which means that that Drake that is spawning here shortly is going to be just even more important for both sides here. We look and we see 2 teleports up on the side of UCI and only 1 on the side of UW.
Yeah. I think we are pinging the dragon. We are going to be going for it. I think we're just getting that Ezreal and pushing that Jason just for a little bit of advantage. I think Ziggs looking to go for the turret, but can't go past the Azir.
Yeah, we do see multiple resets coming through on both sides here in preparation for that Drake.
We do see really nice ward in that river on both sides from UW.
Critically, it is the cannon who has the teleport up, so if he can't find the proper flank, this could be a very favorable fight for UW if they find that angle.
Absolutely. I'd love to see just a massive cannon ult. We do start it, but I think we're just pulling it away a little bit.
I would not be surprised to see UW go for a little bit of a kind of passive approach to taking this Drake, and instead of looking at the Drake, looking more so for kills in this opportunity here.
Absolutely. We do have that cannon ult up, we have Nocturne ult, we have so many tools just to get any frags here. You see
UCI is a little split here, but the Ziggs ult is going to come through and do a lot of damage. The cannon ult is able to get onto 2 as well.
Quite low. The Karma shielding is just so massive though. Nearly 150 HP on each person on the UCI team. It stopped so many kills there. We do go 4 for 1 even. We almost saved it from even a 5th, but I hope we don't see the 5th here.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an awkward fight there on the side of UW. They had 5 people and they were all in one space, but on the other side, UCI kind of split up the fight so that they had 3 at the top and 2 down below. And it really felt like UW needed to kind of make a decision there to collapse on either side, but they ultimately ended up splitting up the fight properly, and we saw multiple like 2v2s or 2v3s in different parts of the fight, as opposed to like a standard like front to back 5v5.
Yeah, I mean we had Cannon and Nocturne flash up there as well as every other flash. We could have seen something aggro with that, but we did end up seeing them used to try to save themselves.
Yeah, and ultimately the cannon ult only hitting 2
collapsing on the Nocturne
was a little unfortunate.
Does get flashed on and dies. That is going to be Fiona flash. And I just change out getting this advantage back up in the jungle yet again.
The Zin also did end up flashing, so it was 2 flashes coming out for UCI, but the tower going down as well is now giving them a monstrous lead in this game.
Absolutely. We do see just those towers being down. This Karma is pushing up so far into this cannon, as you can see. Maybe even killing. Cannon looks quite low in the bot.
Yeah, another thing to note is that, oh, a great Azir ult there
Do you see cannon going
to keep
down?
them out, but we saw 13 tower plates go down for the side of UCI, which is a very large amount, and just that's a lot of extra gold coming through for them.
Absolutely. Ezreal did get this kill on Ziggs though with the ultimate, which he did not very quite catch. It's a beautiful kill, a really good trade-off.
Yeah, and I can imagine that there may have been a shutdown associated with that as well, with how far they were ahead, which may have gotten them a little bit of extra gold.
I don't think so. The Ziggs is a little bit, not a little bit behind, but like slightly. I think there was not.
Yeah, again, being one of the
Everyone
only
else
members
has
with the
one.
death as well, so there
Yeah.
may not have been.
We are looking at some quite nice shutdowns on this mid and top side, though. We could be chasing for these. Yeah,
with
just those plates changed that gold advantage so much. That changed it from, I think, probably like 3,000 to just about 5,000 now.
Yeah, and critically as well, UCI was also able to secure the objective, which means that they are now currently up 2-1 in objectives on that objective count, giving them the advantage when going forward into that, getting those upgraded
We're going to
boots.
see a really nice power play. Nautilus catching Leona mid-E. That's so strong. It isn't going to lead to a kill, but it does not save Azir as Azir goes down to Jace QE. Jace re-engaging, tries to flash E, does get him into the wall. I think Subak will go down. That flash E was just perfectly angled. We don't have many ults here. We're seeing nothing very defensive, but this turret is very ramped up at this point. We do see a nice trade. Kennen is backing off, but UCI is fairly low. I think they will be getting this turret though. I'm not sure what Nautilus can do about this.
Again, I
Looking
feel
at
like the
teleport
Jace...
in. We are getting a teleport
Oh.
in. Huge flank from Azir. I think with the QEs we can probably get over the wall and look for an ult here. I think we will be going for it. That may have knocked Strumpus over the Ezreal Q though, or ult though. Strumpus will go down though. It's a very nice teleport play. You'd love to see 2 there. It's very strong.
Yeah, ultimately the gold lead stayed about the same, which is a little unfortunate, but we love to see these plays in a game where they're playing from behind, where UW is still able to make these plays, get that teleport through, use the poke from the Azir to their advantage. Just a lot of really good stuff coming through from the side of UW there.
Yeah, as we said, they did chase those shutdowns down. I think Ziggs will be going down here, even with the E, or the W. Ezreal is such a good chase. We are going to be Nocturnal team as
Nocturnal
well.
is going to come through.
Powerful flash.
Leona may be in trouble here as well now.
I think that's so much nasty on that. I don't think Nocturne has enough CC to block her down, really.
Critically, though, they are able to get that Ziggs flash out, which should
so
help a
true.
lot going forward.
Although Ziggs does not. Ziggs low on mana as well.
Excellently timed E there from the Ezreal.
That Leonard does go down. It looked like he was really out of that, but I'm not sure how that hit. We do have Ziggs.
Still alive, and he's in the wrong direction, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is. We do see Kennar going down. Just a disengage. I like to see the Azir passive here. I think we do need a lot of protection for this wave and Ziggs here just incoming. Yeah, if we do
And again,
lose this
another
turret.
even trade.
Yeah. Dodging the Karma Key as well. They are just such damaging tools right now.
But I think, as we mentioned before, there's a huge wave bot here as well. With the Kennen being low, they may be able to put some pressure on this tower here and take that tier 2.
Jace seeming to be just fishing for QEs over the wall there.
And the Drake is back up as well, with UCI having the inside edge on this. This would be their 3rd objective, and it would get them the upgraded boots if they are able to secure this.
Yeah. We have seen a few times, though, UW does seem to be fine with giving the upgraded boots in regards to trading for objectives and such. We saw it a few times last week where they were completely fine.
Oh!
We do see a misfly. Yeah, Nocturne will be going down. That is sad to see. I'm not sure where that flash was meant to go. I think
Yeah,
over
that
the
was
wall
a...
south, perhaps?
he was taking lessons from the Ezreal E.
Of course.
Yeah, because the Ezreal's the best person on their team right now. And he figured that because Ezreal's so awesome that he was going to take some lessons from him. So,
Of course.
yeah, they're just being good teammates. That's all.
See, Karma teleport out. We have only 1 teleport left, and it looks like both teams may be going low. Blue team, yeah, Irvine does get the Drake.
The gold lead has only gone up about 600 gold, though, from a while back. And so it's not like, even with these little skirmishes happening here and there, like, it's not a huge difference from where they were at before. UW is still managing to find some pretty neutral trades across the map.
Yeah, I do think these fights will matter a lot less Golden Age and a lot more about these powerful Kennen and Zerals, absolutely. Which we may see more power here, but we do get the Ezreal.
Ooh, the Ezreal ult came through and did quite a lot of damage as well.
We do see probably a kill. That is nice to see. I may want to disengage in a second. I think Teacuppers may go down. I do love to see the Nautilus Q out though. Will go down. Yeah, we see Kennen a little bit stuck to top lane there. I feel like that ult is so powerful with these team fights. We may need to see it roam closer.
Yeah, unfortunately, you really don't want to be fighting there in those enclosed spaces without your Kennen ultimate available to you. That
Absolutely.
could have made a really significant difference in that fight.
Yeah, we saw 4 UC Irvine players stacked up like that, but nothing came of it.
Otacon will be spawning in the bot lane this time around,
With the
so...
bounty as well, that's such a powerful tool to get.
And I think we already see UCI, like,
I think they're pathing
moving
for it
towards this.
early. I think Jace is shooting it already. Maybe he's going for it super early if we get a camera
Yeah,
on
pings
that.
are down on it.
Yeah, we will be starting it. Although I feel like this, now we have Karma. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we might be getting 2 massive objectives here for UC Irvine. That's a massive advantage, having Herald and Otacon up. I'm not sure what UW will do to stifle this.
Yeah, they're nowhere close to it at the moment, so it's looking like, yeah, with the Nocturne channeling the recall, it is very unlikely that they are going to be out there to contest this.
Yeah, that's such a powerful advantage to get Rift plus Otacon.
Oh.
We do get 1 withdraw though, which is funny. Interesting.
Dies after the Otacon is dead. That's a little unfortunate. It is the Leona
That's
that
unfortunate.
took that, which is arguably the most important person to have that on their
Absolutely.
team, especially since the Leona, with that revive, is always willing to just jump in there and make something happen without fear of the consequences.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have any bounties on UC Irvine, but we do not. So I think that that's like the great value of that Otacon is that if you have a very high bounty on something like the Jace, you can play much more aggressive with that Otacon passive.
Yeah, we do see a lot of objective bounties though for UW. So in the future, they could claim some extra money from towers or any drakes that may come up in the future.
Absolutely. We do see UC Irvine just crowding this jungle. The Hextech Drake giving them so much advantage right now.
Yeah, it basically makes it so that UW can't take the gates at all, because if they take the gates, they're just walking right into their death. So
Absolutely. We just see the Rift Herald go down in bot lane. They're looking for this Intim turret, I would think, just to match.
they're really managing to choke out these resources like bit by bit.
Absolutely. We still have every advantage up for UC Irvine as well, and we are still down at least 1 flash on UW. But it is knocked in. Again, I think a powerful cannon ult would be quite nice here. It does get knocked up and immediately bursted. This cannon just they know to lock that cannon out of every fight possible. It seems. It's going very well, of course. We do no longer.
Yeah.
I think this will be game. Beautiful
This
zero,
should be the game.
A little bit too late, I think. I think this will be game.
The cannon ult is still available, but they do have these Void Might spawning. A lot of extra help from the Zig still being alive. I think that this is going to be the end of the game.
Trying his hardest, but that will be game. I think I loved UW's early game, but I think it fell apart around when objectives started spawning and we didn't get so much value out of the cannon. I think it's such a weak pick if you're not getting value out of it.
Yeah, I really want to point out that in that last fight, UCI like chunked out the cannon really early in the fight and made it so that cannon was not able to go back in for the engage with the ultimate, which makes it a completely one-sided fight at that point. When you don't have that cannon ult available for you, even if it is a 4v5, it's like a 4v5 without you're missing the most critical part of your entire team fight.
Absolutely.
So
I will say I think that Karma top getting so much advantage pushed cannon out of so many fights, but I feel like we held flash on the cannon after getting squishy, but I feel like even just getting that large amount of damage and stun could have helped in a lot of fights.
for sure, I definitely agree with that.
We will see you in the next game.
Welcome back, everyone, as we have the champion select up for game 2 of round 4 of the Swiss stage.
Yeah, welcome back. We're getting into it pretty quick. We got the Aurora ban from UCI. They've been playing that, so I thought, I don't know, maybe they're seeing how good it is. Again, we have the Cassante ban. We got the we got Doan on the Jace, I trust.
Ooh, Zyra.
Hui? Okay. These are whoa. Okay,
Whoa,
we have not
whoa.
seen any of these picks in the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And Galio's unbanned. That's going to be really fun to play into with 2 AP.
I think we did see Hui bot lane one time 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was in round 1 or round 2 on the side of... it wasn't on UW. I don't think it was UW's pick. I think it was their opponent's pick.
Okay. Well, I'd love to see the Jace from Doan. I mean, that's his GOAT pick. Lucian top, I guess? Or it could be other. Corki, okay. I think we saw a little bit of Corki, but it kind of went wide and got dived a lot. Varus, okay.
Ooh, I really like that pick.
I love that pick. I love
that pick.
I think I really like that pick. That's like, yeah. Okay, that's a nice pick. Seeing the Rel, okay, we expected that, I think, more.
I do always love to see Varus picked because I did main Varus for about 2 seasons when I first started playing the game, so I've always loved the champion.
Okay, so we're getting the brand jungle, which is interesting.
We love to see the brand versus Zyra jungle. Like,
yeah, that's just like definitely.
This is a
nothing's wrong with
classic.
League of Legends right now, guys. Okay, that's these are some interesting comps, I must say.
Yeah, both the brand and the Zyra are byproducts of the patch from, I don't know, a little over a year ago, I think, at this point, where Riot was like, we're just gonna bring in like 20 like new champions to the jungle, and specifically looking at like a lot of passive buffs on a lot of different champions. And since then, both of which have been like always viable options, not always strong options, but they've always been viable options since then.
I think, yeah, although they don't have the dive potential classic junglers have, they have such fast clear speeds.
Yeah, a lot of AoE on both sides as well. And with the Zyra, having your plants up also gives you protection, so not only do you have fast clear, you have very, very healthy clear as well.
That's true. Absolutely. I love to see the Sam Jace, the Doan Jace. I think that with this brand jungle, I'm honestly like, their game plan for this game, I'm interested to see it because Skyfalls usually plays aggro junglers, dive junglers, Jarvan, Jin Zhao, Nocturne. So I'm interested to see how their gameplay changes because this looks like a very different comp than what UW usually plays.
I really do like the fact, though, that they really stacked up on the poke here on the side of UW. They have the Jace Shock Blast. Hui has a lot of different abilities with very long range and a lot of utility. And then the Varus arrows as well can really pack a punch and can really chunk people out. And with not a lot of tankiness, actually, on the side of UCI this game, that poke can be very, very effective in a lot of the fights.
Yeah, we're seeing Rel and Galio as their tanks, which I think Varus goes really well into both. Which is going to be... I'd love to see some, like, jungle presence posted towards bot lane just to get some picks, because that bot is super hard to pick as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like the Braum paired with the Varus as well, because the Varus, if you can get the Braum passive stacked, then you're going to get your 3 autos off on whatever target it is that you're hitting, and then that is going to make your arrow hit just that much harder.
Absolutely.
So it can be a pretty brutal combination, especially do not underestimate like their level 2 damage specifically. Level 2, they can output a lot of damage.
Yeah. We're seeing a really, I'd say a pretty strong level 6 from UCI though, just with the Galio.
Yeah, it was interesting. We did see the Zyra pick, and we didn't know the dynamics of like which picks came first and which picks came in second half.
Yeah, that's true.
But a lot of the times you'll see like a Jarvan pulled out when Galio is played in a solo lane.
Yeah.
And they do choose to go for the Zyra instead, which does still have a large AoE ult that you can kind of pair with the Galio ult.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of engage outside the Rel.
I don't know who would be the Galio target. Defensively, I could see it being strong though.
Yeah, I'm thinking, but the thing about it even being used as a defensive tool is that we talked about how much poke the side of UW has.
It's true.
And it's not a very good defensive tool into poke because the idea is that you're kind of like counter diving like targets that want to get in and they want to get on top of you. And UW actually does not have a lot of that.
Yeah, just because you missed that draft website game, so I think it was probably the Galio was an early pick, and we picked the brand into that, I would say.
I think that that would also be a safe call.
Yeah.
We've got a battle for the ages here. I don't think I noticed this last round, but we do have Smite on D on one side and Smite on F on the other side. So
Yeah, we are
this is an
looking
important thing to
at
point out.
UW. Ooh, that's interesting. You're right. Yeah, UW is 4 out of 5 Flash on F. UCI 3 out of 5. We are in game. Yeah.
Of all teleports again, we got the Lucian top, which is going to be really interesting to watch out for there. Again, the range versus somewhat range top lane matchup.
Yeah, I'm pretty I'm confident in Doan's Jace, I would say.
I like this 5-stack here. With the Braum early on, a stacking in a bush at level 1, very, very effective when you have a Braum on your team.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we just that Relic Knight, just to keep that Varus low.
Is that a chroma on that skin as well that changes his shield into like what looked like an ice cream sandwich?
I think so.
I love that. That is so amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, that skin has. I think each chroma gives it a different flavored sandwich.
A little bit of poke coming through here early
Yeah,
on.
again,
That's
it's
actually
Galio,
pretty
though.
significant.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out. That phase rush on Galio, I could see being definitely maybe a problem for the Hui.
You also see barrier on both ADCs, so a little bit more of the defensive option to
Absolutely.
keep both of them protected, especially early on. That Corki can be kind of vulnerable and doesn't output a whole lot of damage, so you don't always want to be taking a ton of trades right away as Corki. So that barrier may help him if he gets in an unfavorable situation.
Absolutely. We do see that Varus poke. Yeah, the common Varus is so strong, but that rel damage is just so just disgusting.
Yeah, not really having to worry about taking damage either with the aftershock coming through, giving you that quite a bit of extra tankiness in the early stage of the game. It looks like UCI may be able to hit the level 2 first, which is why UW is backing off here.
Absolutely, yeah. That rel level 2 is quite strong.
Let's just see both junglers pathing towards the top side of them. Oh, excuse me. The brand is quite far behind, actually, on the clear right now.
Well, Zyra's, yeah, I'm a bit confused by that. Brand does have a quite fast clear, but I think Zyra's, I guess I think Brand jungle did get nerfed. I'm pretty sure Zyra jungle is still pretty untouched.
Yeah, there's a pretty significant difference here, as Brand is just starting up his second camp here now on the bot side. Zyra is finishing up the full clear. We're pretty close to it at least. Doesn't matter, they'll be on opposite sides, so they'll be going for opposite scuttles most likely again.
Absolutely. We may see just that like fight near scuttle yet again though. Yeah, just that rel coming up mid a little bit.
Ooh, low health bar here.
Quite low. Oh, not on the grasp this game, I would say is why.
Yeah, it doesn't have that extra little bit of sustain.
The grasp was very good into...
Zyra is here for this.
Yeah, I'm sure Sam knows this. I think he will be going down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's much he could do. I think he realized a little bit too late. Yeah, that I wish we were on that grasp, to be honest with you. I feel like the electrocute Lucian is outputting so much damage you may need it.
Yeah, and the Lucian was low on mana there too, so I think your only hope of surviving there is if you are able to get the Lucian to use the rest of that mana before kind of moving away, because Lucian as an AD carry is actually pretty mana dependent. Once you run out of mana, you're losing a lot of your attack power.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see this Conquer pan out. I'm not sure the viability of stacking it versus this enemy team. I guess Rel is your pincushion though, in regards to that? I'm not sure, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's tricky, and with their team composition, I would have thought that he would have gone for, like, even over the Conquer, like, Grasp is awesome, but even, like, a Comet or something like that, if there are options for that extra poke, if you want that, but I guess the range versus range matchup, maybe he was thinking he wouldn't be able to have a lot of opportunities to proc that.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucian pushed in and pushed hard very early, as we saw. So I think there's a ton of that damage. I think no one knows this now.
Overall, pretty even game state in total. We do see the jungle difference is starting to really accumulate. Level 5 Zyra to the level 4 Brand. Now is able to kind of walk up and get these wards down. Dragon
Yeah,
spawning soon. They should have priority on that with the Zyra being around.
we do have a fight bot. We do have Galio backing mid, which gives UW potentially a nice position for now.
Rel
Yeah,
turning
stun
around.
mid-air makes it just go far and wide. We do waste flash and still go down. I think Zyra does not. They do not catch Zyra out.
The Galio
Galio
didn't
stayed
get the reset
looking
in.
really low. Playing a W could potentially finish this. I think it did hit, but did not kill.
But the Rel Flash is going to zone the Varus completely off of the wave here.
Yeah.
Losing out on a lot of resources. The Brand also falling to the Zyra here. Really, really low health. Giving them
Does survive.
complete control over this Dragon and this bot side.
Does not look like they'll try to dive the Varus. Varus staying. May go down since we're being contested by 3 currently. I'd like to see a... I don't think we'll be going for it now.
Is out of mana as well. Does level up there to get a little bit left.
True. Yeah. We have Galio at 6. We've got to be really careful on UW side for the next few minutes.
Yeah, really tricky there though, because the Zyra was able to take away both the Raptors and the Krugs there from the Brand.
Absolutely.
Pretty significant advantage there. That's a lot of gold going over to the side of UCI.
Yeah, we are going to be down both TPs, both teams, which is interesting for both objectives up right now.
Yeah, so often we see like both teams on the objective right as it spawns, but because of all the skirmishing that was happening bot lane, I think that delayed both objectives. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams approach these objectives, knowing that they have already spawned, and that there
Absolutely.
is vision around them.
Brand's starting it on vision, seeming very confident in Brand's clear time, which I would be as well. I mean, look at how fast they're going down.
Zyra's level 6, and the Brand is still level 5 though, so that's a pretty
Yeah, that's
significant difference
very
there.
True. Again, we still have that Galio ult as well. We very large ult advantage, I would say, coming from UCI
Yeah.
now. They will be pushed away, UW realizing this. We do get 1 on UW, which is good to see.
Yeah, so the objective isn't going to go over in terms of feats of strength because of the fact that
Yeah.
it was split. So at least there's that. The Brand could be in a bit of trouble here. Does have to
I
flash
love
out
see
to
that
live.
Flash. We do use Zyra ult there, which is good to pull out. Plus,
Still level
flash.
5 though, and losing
Yeah.
control over the jungle here.
We will be able to secure a blue at the very least. Beautiful flash from Koala saves.
Ooh. That was
a
perfectly
good
synced
save.
between the Galio flash and the Hui flash.
Absolutely.
It's difficult
We
timing.
see Braum does not go down. The auto does
The
not
auto
secure it.
attack.
We have some... Does die. Oh, does die.
Oh, the Lucian was down on the Raptor pit throughout the W to
Yeah,
finish the
wow.
job.
That will be the feat of strength.
It may have been the ultimate actually, as the ultimate is on cooldown, and I feel like the
Yeah.
W would have just narrowly missed in terms of damage.
That is sad to see. Lived so long.
That was actually really heads up there from the Lucian,
That
because
was.
both the Lucian and the Varus were in the bot lane farming the waves. It was at 4v4 initially, but the Lucian was able to get the wave push, as he often does, and roam up in the direction of the mid lane to finish off that last kill. They do have 3 kills
Absolutely.
now and did secure that feat of
We're
strength.
going to see Teacuppers coming in to protect Sam a little bit. It's good to see. Yeah, Rel was looking for a nice dive there. Really good map sense from Teacuppers there.
The teleport is up, so he can get back to any lane if he chooses to do so. The Drake is still up as well. There was not any sort of action around the Drake, which means that the objective count is still 0-0.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I think we'll probably see a dragon fight sometime soon. We did push in top, so...
And I think the most critical part about this is that the objective timers are now desynced from one another in terms of the Grubs
true.
and the Drakes, which is going to make team fighting like all that more important in this game going forward.
Yeah, I think we had a game similar to this last week where the dragon was pushed off for even 3 minutes even, and it changed so much.
Yeah, you see no vision on anyone from UCI here is making it very difficult for the Varus to walk up here safely.
Absolutely. Hexlash over the wall does get pushed back by the Braum. Yeah,
Just trying to get some vision down in that tri-brush.
absolutely. We do see Dowan and Skyfall's getting back up in that level advantage a little bit at least. You see
Get a little bit of skirmish down here.
Zyra is
Are able to get on top of the Varus. Varus just dies with the barrier up.
We won't even see Zyra ult come out even.
That should be the Drake going over to the side of UCI as well.
Flash and barrier up on the bot lane.
Looking for the potential play topside, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of opportunity here to make this dive. Illusioner's really just kind of bouncing back and forth to chip away at Sam here.
Dowan's looking for a little low HP bait, it seems, which might work. Illusion looks a little bit thirsty for this kill. No ult anymore, though. Zyra will be getting the Drake. It's holding heavily advantage to UCI right now, but again, anything can happen with this these bad objectives.
Yeah, you've got gold leads, you've got XP leads, you've got objective leads, and you can see that in the form of the bounties. The 3-0 on the Corki is pretty significant here.
Absolutely.
But Corki also had a coal in inventory and no completed item. So now would be kind of the time where you would still have that window of opportunity, because with those 3 kills and after completing the coal, the Corki is going to be just monumentally far ahead. It's going to be very, very difficult to get past him once he gets to that point.
We do see again this Jace quite hard to catch out. A little flash. Still has E up. Just knocked it out, but that is flash out for Dowan.
You can see we have the burn damage coming through for the Zyra, which means that the burn item is likely completed and in inventory. Provides a lot of extra damage. Yeah, the Leandries on those plants.
You see Hui saving that Braum. You love that jump. We do see UCI hovering around for that objective. They likely are hunting for this right now.
Yeah, and once again we see the jungler on the side of UW down in the bot lane away from the objective. Looking to maybe make a play on the Galio eventually if the Varus can chunk up enough damage, but it seems pretty unlikely. The Grub should go over to be a second objective to UCI.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We did see the Galio even like backing off there before recalling, because just respecting the threat that could come from the brand.
Absolutely. We do see Galio teleport to bot here. We do still have it up on Hui and Lucian. Yeah, just Zyra so ahead of this brand this game.
Yeah, the brand just finished the Leandries as well to get kind of caught up with the Zyra. The Hui is going to get caught by the Rel here again. The Rel is just doing an amazing job this game of finding the right engages.
Yeah, we know how strong this pick is, and I think that Teacuppers may have been looking for it as well before UCI took it.
Yeah, finding the engages, not afraid to use the flash very, very aggressively.
No, I'd love to see that.
It's been used pretty much on cooldown since the first use of it, and has the Hex Flash available as well for some shenanigans going on with that.
Absolutely. That's what I was looking for a lot from UW, and I haven't seen it yet, just aggressively flashing and going for higher virality plays like that, but yet to see anything like that.
Ooh, and once again here, the Varus could be in trouble if they do spot him out before the recall finishes, and I believe that this should end up being a kill.
We did have flash up, which I'm interested to see we did not use.
I think it would have been difficult because the Karma was behind the Rel, so excuse me, not the Karma. The Zyra was behind the Rel, so even if he had flashed through the Rel, you're staring right in the face of another route. So I really do think it was the right call there to save the flash.
Interesting. We are going to be absolutely just decimating this bot side jungle. It is being warded and cleaned through.
Yeah, really tricky to go through if you're a jungler here. Bran very, very smartly able to cross map and get some resources, because at this point in time you're just being like, you're bleeding out at this point in terms of what's available to you, especially after that mid tower ends up falling. Then it gets a lot trickier to get access to your own jungle camps.
Absolutely. Hopefully this can just knock it down. will die, and I see Brand getting this kill here, absolutely, and does. It's a good trade.
The
I love the
shutdown
shutdown
as
on
well.
Brand as well.
The shutdown effectively making it a 2-for-1 in terms of gold for kills, especially since the assist did come through for that extra 50 gold.
Yeah.
So it's 600 for 300 overall. Very, very favorable. You take those like small wins if you're on the side of UW.
We will be seeing Otacon in the bot side as well.
Yeah, and
Which
almost the Drake is going to be up here soon
I
too.
feel like there's such an advantage to UCI currently with just this jungle advantage they've gained from these bot picks.
And we see that the Corki has now completed the coal and is stacking up that tier. So the fact that you have that completed Triforce now, you can get rid of that coal at any moment to get extra resources. You do have already upgraded boots. Just a huge advantage.
Yeah, I'm interested in this Black Cleaver on Doan's Jace. We've seen it every game so far, and I love it into these tanks. Absolutely, I'd love to see how it can pan out for this. I think UCI will be getting, yeah. Again, UW just giving these objectives, looking for just get their CS up while we lose objectives, which we've seen a lot in these games.
Yeah, we got the Rift Herald spawning here soon as well. It'll be interesting to see if they try and posture towards that.
Yeah.
Again, it will be, the Lucian kind of laying in wait here. With the
Not
Rel
sure.
walking forward.
We do have Brand hovering, which is quite nice. I think Brand may be moving up, but they might just simply sack. No, we do see a
Teleport come through. Wait, almost got out of the Rel ult, but wasn't quite able to get there. The flash is going to get him to safety.
Everyone coming now.
The Rel should go down here, I would think, but the Lucian should also get out alive. But that will be a 1-for-0, but a lot of resources invested into that. You see the Jace flash, the Hui teleport.
They were definitely looking just to simply get this objective on this Herald, get that gold advantage back up, and look to take some towers in the future.
Ooh, the broad passive down on the Zyra. This could be a stun, and I would imagine that this should be a kill as well.
Massive knockbacks.
Galio coming in with the teleport, does get the taunt up and channeled immediately. The Brand ult coming through.
We do see that
get some extra damage
movement
in.
speed on Doan. I think UW has a nice advantage here. They are going to be diving onto this Galio in a second. They're going to be looking to re-engage on Corki. Good blocks, but Lucian is back in the fight.
Man, that was a fight of very narrow margins there on a lot of those health bars.
Down, almost every flash down. I mean, yeah, wow.
You also saw the Jace likely living on single-digit health, the Brand likely living on double-digit health, the Corki likely living on double-digit health.
Absolutely. I wish that could have secured us Herald, but we moved right back in with the Lucian. Not even using teleport either. And taking this turret now with everyone gone from UW having to back.
Yeah, really tricky here. Now losing 2 of the outer towers. That's another sum of gold going over to the Lucian, who's starting to get very, very strong here as well. Having 2 carries on the level of the Corki and the Lucian here is going to mean that the side of UCI just has a lot of like pure damage output as well.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I might have wanted to see Jace go maybe... Not that it's a very good build, but I think Lethality Jace could have done kind of nicely here just to counteract these super powerful but squishy picks. With, I think, a little less peel, they have a little less peel on UCI than hope they would want to.
Feeling very safe and moving up the Braum here. A very, very powerful defensive pick. You can often step up further than other people might think you can due to that safety.
See Hui ult go out without any really AoE.
Yeah, it's largely a defensive ult there.
Absolutely. That's the Zyra plant's just doing the work. That knockup.
Braum has got a good ult off, but he's very isolated. Not a lot of help nearby. The Rel does end up going down.
Pick on the Rel. You see that damage on the Varus is so high. I mean, that chunked her from super high HP.
I just really like the fact that UW was able to use Hui's utility to kind of ground that Rel in place using multiple different spells between the slow and, you know, Hui has like every form of CC in the game. It's wild. And then using the poke that they drafted in their team composition to follow up on that CC.
Oh, Hui does not realize the back is getting stopped and will go down.
That is Strumpist's hunting grounds right there near those raptors. Ooh, he's gonna have to force the flash.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he didn't know if there was anybody else there to follow up on that, so better safe than sorry. He did have to burn that flash to get out of there. Mid tower falling, though, is a pretty dangerous thing for UW at this point of the game when they're down as far as they are at the moment.
We do see securing that Rift Herald. That's another bounty that UW cannot secure.
We got Otacon now spawning.
Yeah, now up.
Galio's looking for a reset, and we immediately see a lot of the UCI members. You see the Lucian moving towards the bot side. Looks like they're going to try and establish a mid priority here and push out the wave so that they can get ready for that Otacon.
Yeah, and again, that vision advantage that UCI has in the bot jungle is so strong. Pinging onto the Hui, but nothing comes of it. He needs to get safe fast, and looks like he will.
Yeah, the Rel has the flash back up already, and so I would not be surprised to see her going immediately into another flash play very, very aggressively. We've seen it used again on cooldown multiple times this game.
We absolutely will again. I could see flash onto this Jace right now. Ooh, a really disgusting engage by Rel.
Yeah.
Rand going down as well.
You just see the damage coming through from the super fed Corki and the very strong Lucian. Just so much damage.
Huge. Yeah, we've got Corki unstoppable currently. Not being able to be picked. Going back in, another kill for Corki. We do see Hui pop that Lucian. I don't think there is a shutdown associated, but we're sieging the base completely with this Herald currently.
Yeah, and we're going to get a lot of more of those Void Knights. I imagine that bot tier inhib tower is going to go down.
Yeah, they're going to see the gold.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them take the inhib as well, because it would provide extra pressure towards taking that Otacon.
They stacked up so many grubs, it took it near immediately. And Teacup maybe going down. I love that knockup, though. We could see a shutdown come onto Corki now, which would be incredible to see. Something we must have. Even aggressively flash and get the shutdown. 1,000 gold to Doan's Jace is huge.
Yeah, pretty significant gold input there, but it's really scary to see that the Corki is going alone in the face of the Jace and the Varus and the Braum, and still almost killing all three of them. So
I mean, we have 3 items and nearly probably upgraded boots versus even 1 item Varus. 2 items.
Yeah, basically 1 item, because you do have that incomplete
of course.
man immune at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Just clearing out the vision of the Otacon is going to be so strong for now. Or even starting it, which I like to see.
I do too.
We have, in my opinion, we don't have foiled it, but I think we have a ooh, that's a beautiful fear onto the Zyra.
If they do get the Braum Q does miss, does flash forward for the auto in order to ensure that the stun comes through, but there's no damage able to follow up. Finally, they do get the Hui poke down.
Foiled onto, ooh, that is going to be a massive.
Yeah, it was just a little too late, unfortunately. I feel like they didn't have the damage close enough to follow up on the Braum stun, which then delayed them to the point where the team was able to collapse and really punish UW for overextending there.
That is going to gain Corki another bounty.
12-1-5 on that Corki right now. Incredibly powerful at the moment. Now has that extra BF sword as well, and it provides some extra damage. And then the Otacon is going to go down here for the side of UCI.
And yet again, that's another bounty taken from UW.
I really like the play of going over there and trying to force something, especially when you're behind.
It's aggressive, and it nearly did work.
They did catch out the Zyra, and unfortunately, though they had the catch, the execution wasn't quite there.
We only had Braum on her for about even most of that fight was still no one hitting her, which is sad to see. We are going to force 1 withdraw on the Galio, which is a strong one to take right now.
It did take a lot of resources to force that out, though.
It did. We do have ults coming back up. We did use Brand Flash for that, which I would say I don't like to see. Because that Brand Flash is so strong, just to get any amount of damage in with an ult. They're gonna be getting heavily
the Rel once again. Ooh, excellently done, keeping the Rel away there. But then the 3-man stun coming through as well.
don't see Randall come
Varus is
out.
caught out in a bad spot. Is barely able to live for now, but the Zyra's going to walk up and right click to finish the job there. Zyra is going to have to withdraw.
Many
The
withdrawals
Lucian
there.
ult.
We do
Culling going
pull-
through the Braum shield.
I'd love to see pulling almost all these withdraws. If these were kills, though, just imagine how much of an advantage we would have after this. That is going to be an
That
ace.
is going to be an ace, but 4 of them going down in exchange. But the withdrawals, bringing them back to the fountain, means that they're probably going to run right for Baron here.
Absolutely. Yeah, just if that Otacon fight was successful, they wouldn't have played like that, I would say. But losing those withdrawals, UW looks a little bit better for this Baron fight if they're slow enough.
Yeah, it was an excellent fight. Like, there was a lot of ins and outs. Varus unfortunately caught in a little bit of a poor position, but was able to kind of capitalize on that. His teammates really playing around the fact that the Zyra did have to overextend to finish off that kill, able to pick her off as well. Again, just really good play from UW, but unfortunately, it may have been largely in part due to that withdrawal being available to the side of UCI.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now we have Baron secured as well, and there will be super minions available in the bot lane. The Varus almost just getting completely wiped out by that Corki.
He does live, though. We'd like to sit in fountain for at least a little bit. There's super minions coming from bot. I'd like to see Varus connect on that.
Yeah, I would like to see someone on the side of UCI go bot and buff up those super minions, but
They're
I
just
think that they're
looking
just
for
going to look
that
for the
wipe.
fight here and just
Absolutely.
end the game. The Braum, though, is able to survive.
Cerulean quite low. I think will die. That's a beautiful pick. That Rel is such a power. Zyra may go down to
Zyra
burn.
also
Does not
very,
look
very
like
low,
it.
is currently burning as well. The Lucian ult being largely blocked by the Braum, but so many low health bars on the side of UW. They weren't able to back out in time with 2 more kills coming through for the side of UCI.
Yeah.
I
They
think
are
that'll
gonna
be
on
it.
The Nexus. I could see Hui. Yeah, I love the flash there, but the stun going wide, I don't love to see. I think that.
Yeah, there's just too
probably
many
will be it.
minions. The minions are going to end the game here.
Absolutely.
The Galio even jumping out of the fountain and living through it to finish up the game here.
Well, I love the early game, but I feel like I would love more aggressive flashes from UW there.
Didn't seem to be playing super strongly to their team comp's power. And then we also saw that UCI got a lot of really early advantages, particularly through the jungle as well. And then they were just able to expertly capitalize upon that and really make use of those advantages to snowball the game forward.
Absolutely. Well, I hate to see UW loss. I feel like we played really well these past few weeks, but as our first loss, it's not entirely super disappointing. I'm very proud still.
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest things to see in these games is that even from very, very far behind, there were a lot of pretty close or even fights. And so it's good to see that UW is still able to be scrappy even in these positions where they're extremely far behind.
Yeah. I must say I wish we played that grasp Jace. I feel like keeping even in that 1v1 versus Lucian in the top lane could have kept us in an advantage because we saw how powerful that Jace could be in our past games these weeks. And I guess one other thing is that I felt like the brand was a bit slow this game. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. It feels like the brand didn't have a ton of value, even in some of the fights where the ult was hitting multiple people, whether it be because he was just really far behind because of some of the early game happenings. It really felt like the Hui was just like doing the same stuff but better as the brand.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that Zyra was just so strong in that game as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of extra utility provided there. The plants obviously having extra health. We saw multiple times like the Zyra expertly used it as not the plants as like damage sources, but as like zoning tools. I saw multiple times where the ulted plants were used in tight spaces to keep members of UW out of wherever it was that they were trying to get to. So again, just expertly used.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like there were so many situations where if our brand was a little bit stronger, we would have had such a big advantage there. There were so many situations where it felt like one nice, really nice Brandle could have turned a fight.
Yeah, I do want to give some credit to the Braum though, because
Yeah,
really, really well played in a lot of those fights. There were multiple times where the entire culling was just completely taken out by that Braum shield, excuse me. And a lot of the times where it was like jumping at very, very slim health margins, knowing when to get in, when to get out, where you can step up, where you cannot. I feel like the Braum had a really great game this game.
absolutely. Well, congratulations to UCI Esports, and thank you for joining us today in the CLOL West Stage 4 and hanging out with our crew players and talent. It was a good game. Thank you so much for playing. Remember to check us out at UofY Esports on YouTube, Instagram, and X. And join the Discord if you're interested in volunteering behind the scenes. Have a good weekend.